you know how this thing goes, right? The NFL's changing. And right now there are what we consider to be star running backs who have either been let go or they're free agents. Why won't teams pick them up? Well, it's a story that ESPN was actually that they actually released earlier today, and I was looking over it. I thought it was pretty interesting, and I thought that we could get into it. So let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Talks between the New York Giants and Saquon Barkley are really at a stalemate at this point. We know this deadline is creeping up in just a few days, Monday, 4 o'clock Eastern. And at this point right now, I was told that there's no movement on getting this long-term deal done. So what does this mean? Well, I was told by sources close to Saquon Barkley that the option is on the table for the running back to skip training camp and to even miss week 1 against the Dallas Cowboys. These are things he's considering if he's not able to get this long-term deal done with the New York Giants.
So, I mean, look at it. We're hearing about this more and more. And I would have to say it's probably happened over the last 2-3 seasons maybe. And I would have to say this kind of puts into question going back to Lamar Jackson's contract, right? I really think the ability to leverage talent, career, and worth has really gotten to a point where if I see someone making way more money than I am, well, now I'm going to sit out and I'm going to wait it out until I get paid what I think I'm worth. And that's kind of where we're at. So getting into the story, something feels wrong about what's happening and for running backs in the NFL. As teams approach training camp later this month, 4 respected veteran rushers remain free agents, seemingly with little interest. Kareem Hunt, which was absolutely amazing at one point, wasn't re-signed by the Browns after his contract expired. Ezekiel Elliott, who obviously left the Cowboys. Leonard Fournette, gone from the Buccaneers. He was amazing with the Jags, but obviously we know what happened with the Jaguars. Dalvin Cook, who was just with the Vikings, right? He had a decent year. What happened? They were all released by their respective franchises to create salary cap space. None of the 4 has signed elsewhere. Popular veterans getting cut towards the tail end of their careers is nothing new, but at the age which the players have become free agents stands out. Cook, Elliott, and Hunt are 27 years old. Fournette is 28. 27-year-old stars at other positions are years from being cut candidates. No team would dream of moving on from Myles Garrett, Deebo Samuel, or Budda Baker. Now, I'll be honest with you. Myles Garrett is a different kind of animal. So is Deebo Samuel. Budda Baker as well. So when you kind of put those names into the drawing here of who you're mentioning, this is not an apples to apples comparison. This is an apples to oranges comparison. Running backs aren't valued the way that they used to be. And the reason why is because the quarterbacks now are more mobile. So guess what? If you have a mobile quarterback like Daniel Jones, you're going to try to basically finesse Saquon Barkley on his contract because Daniel Jones is going to pick up a lot of those running yards that Saquon normally would. Right? And obviously, if they don't want to pay you as much, they'll probably just pick up somebody else for less and make Daniel Jones a workhorse anyways. But I'm not going to go that far into it because I'm sure they'll work out a deal. But you get what I'm saying. Continuing on. Players are getting squeezed on both sides, with the first round of April's draft as an exception. Draft capital used on running backs continues to fall. Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs became the first running back duo to be selected in the top half of round 1 since Fournette and Christian McCaffrey in 2017, a feat that happened far more often in the past. In 2022, no back came off the board in the top 32 picks, something that didn't happen even once over a near 50-year span between 64 and 2012. Teams are using less draft capital on backs than ever before, and they appear to be more aggressive in moving on from their lead backs once they sign extensions. It just goes back to what I said, right? We're now in the league of mobile quarterbacks. Josh Allen, Tua, Danny Dimes, Jordan Love. This is just what it is right now. And I expect it to get even worse And so, you're going to have these issues where running backs aren't going to get paid what they want, and they're going to have to take a cut somewhere. It's really unfortunate. So, obviously, with that story, it'll be really interesting to see how it pans out with, people like Kareem Hunt, Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette, Dalvin Cook. As far as it would be smart to pay attention to how they have their contracts restructured, if they even get picked up. That's the real question. There's so much talent out there. You got to take what you can get. Looking at you, DeAndre Hopkins.